I just want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, like, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but like, there is a part of the single life where, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. Like, at times, sometimes, not all the time, this is very frustrating. It gets annoying, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. Like, you just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Women need to be what I like to call my version of positive toxic, and I'll give you some examples. Let's just say you and him have a regular routine, and on your way to work every morning, you give him a call, y'all talk on the phone. At least one of those days out the week, don't call him. Tell him
she's not talking to you, okay? She is not talking to you. Don't listen to that shit. This is no offense to that creator and her content, but stop listening to stuff like this. See, this is exactly why men and women are so divided, when in reality, all we want is love. Number one, to me, there's no such thing as positive toxicity. That's an oxymoron, okay? And why would I want to conduct myself in that type of space in an actual relationship? To hear somebody say, sometimes you got to be toxic, switch up your routine. No, baby. If my man likes me talking to him in the morning on my way to work, and that's what we both enjoy, that's what I'm going to do. I like cooking for my man on a Friday night and cuddling up on the couch and satisfying him and his appetite. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if we continue to listen to shit like this. We're all going to end up by ourselves. And that's not the way that God intended, okay? We're all meant to be with something and in something, or being loved by somebody. But we cannot just snap out of this toxic playing all these games. I don't have time to play games, because I want something real and somebody real. And I can't follow guidelines like this. Now, if you do, to each his own, let me know how it works out for you. But I'm going to tell you something. These men are going to get extremely tired of us. The way that we are sick of them and we telling them they already got so many rules to follow. Oh, I don't eat at Cheesecake Factory. I don't like Olive Garden. And I can't drive in a car like that. And I don't want coffee for a date. They're already sick of us. And what's going to happen is men are going to be extremely content with being by themselves if we keep playing stupid kitty games like this. There's absolutely no way that if you are in your late 20s, early 30s, or in your 40s, you should be listening to some shit like this. And once again, no offense to her, but this don't make no sense, okay? Stop taking this type of advice, because all it's going to do is ruin you and your relationship, and you're going to end up by...
Most of my guy friends are single right now, and this is why. And no one's really talking about this, by the way.
Modern day dating sucks for plenty of reasons, and it's going to continue to suck because I don't think women understand that they fully dictate and control the dating marketplace. If a young man gets on the internet and sees that to get an attractive girl, to get a girlfriend, period, I need to be very successful, have everything in my life in order, well, he's going to put his head down, build himself up, and once he's ready, he'll go find him a wife. Most men don't even really come into their own until their early to mid 30s. I say this all the time. My dad had me and he was 24 years old. He was dead broke. By his mid 30s, he was making $250,000 a year. Dating was easy as for him. Do you even think that a successful man that has a lot of money, and that's relative, doesn't have to be millions, do you think it's hard for him to operate in the dating world? No. All you got to do as a man is flex a little bit of a lifestyle and they'll come. Pop says all the time, he said, I would hate to date in this generation. He was like, because love is so secondary. It's what can you do for me right now? How much money do you have? He said, when did 20-year-olds, when were y'all supposed to be rich and everything figured out? He said, that doesn't even make any sense. Everybody wants this luxurious lifestyle, fancy lifestyle to live, but what women don't understand, the dude that has his head on his shoulders that you don't want at 24, he's going to be that rich, successful dude at 30, and he might not want you then. Men on average have to work extremely hard to get successful, especially get paid. So once they reach that point, they become the catch. Girl just has to wait to get chosen then. Know a lot of women don't like when they hear this, but the longer you are single, the harder it's going to be for you in the dating world. That's reality. You need to live in it. If you find a guy that has his head on right and his trajectory looks good, keep him. For majority of people, there is not a Prince Charming coming to save you, some rich man that's just going to fall out the sky and come get you. That's not going to happen. You don't have a lot of dating options or romantic partners. I don't know why people think they do. All of this is just a cycle. The dude that you don't want at 25, 26, 27, once he gets established at 32, 33, you now have to get chosen. That man becomes a catch. A man that's, let's say, 6 foot, has all his money in order, and is successful, he is the prize now. A lot of dudes now, they'll just be single, they'll work their ass off, and once they're established and ready, they'll do the picking. And then a lot of women just have to wait to get chosen.
I literally just basically communicated to this man that I don't like how he doesn't reciprocate anything. Like, if I ask him how his day was, he never asked me how my day was. Like, if I ask him how he's doing, he never asked me how I'm doing. Like, basic human decency. And do you want to know what he just said to me? Do you want to know what he just said to me? He said, if you wanted to tell me how your day was, you could have just told me. You don't have to do these weird tactics to try and get me to ask you how your day was. I'm sorry, what? Cut the film. So who's filming, guys? Stop it. I've had enough. I've honestly had enough.
Guys leave the modern feminists for the bad boy Chads, Jeromes, and Ray Rays, who they deserve. A modern feminist is a very large red flag. Keep moving.
So yesterday, I made a video in which I put out my theory that the majority, or at least most men that are single, are not as lonely as a lot of individuals out there would like us to believe. In fact, from the majority of the comments from men, most men have actually found it rather peaceful being single. And this seemed to upset some individuals, and by some I mean some women, some of whom left some very disparaging comments in regards to what they thought of me. But it doesn't matter what they think of me. What I want to know is, why would some women get upset that men are more happy single than they were in relationships? Because I think we all know that sometimes it's worse to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't appreciate you than to be single and be by yourself, where you don't have to worry about impressing anyone or worrying about what they're doing. So why would some be upset about what the guys were saying? Seems rather funny, doesn't it?
Peaceful, healthier, financially better, and have a sense of well-being.
For me, like, when I ask a guy, like, what is he passionate about? Like, sometimes it's like going to the gym, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, anything else?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I don't think that you're for me, but maybe I have a friend for you. You know? Like, you're so cute.
You can't make this shit up, man. You can't. You know, like, what's wrong with a dude being passionate about the gym? Like, it's just, this kind of woman does not want to see a man happy. That's it. It's crazy ass expectations in her head, man. But what does she like do for passion? What, makeup? Like, you're gonna do some makeup? Oh, I do makeup and I like to shop. Like, I don't understand this shit, man. I don't understand these stupid interviews. It makes you look so bad. There's so many videos on these interviews of women that just, they cannot stand to see a man happy. Like, what's wrong with that? I just don't get it. Like, what's wrong with a man being passionate about the gym or fishing or... It's a cold game you're playing, man. I hope to God that you guys do not fall in the trap. I hope you guys do not end up with a woman like this. Your life will be over. Your life's gonna be nothing but stress, headaches, bull, and drama, and I promise you, it's not something you want to be dealing with. Pick and choose wisely, man.
Stay away from American women, and you will be so much happier.
We told men to step back, sit down, and be quiet. And now we wonder where all the good men went. Newsflash, they did exactly what a whole lot of women and angry feminists asked them to do. We confused toxic masculinity with masculinity itself. And now good men are standing down, afraid to lead, simply because they prefer to keep...
Men are not afraid. We just checked out.
I told people before, they're like, oh, you hate all men. I'm like, I've never said that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't give a fuck. But also, like, yeah, don't you? Haven't you ever spent time with one? They're fucking awful. Like, have you ever seen a group of guys out, like all straight dudes, and they're all laughing? Have you ever been like, God, I wonder what they're laughing at? No. When they're laughing, I'm going, the fuck are they doing? Something bad, probably.
I'm like, they probably just hit a woman.
They're probably high-fiving over a slur.
True.
I bet. That's what I think. When I see men doing it, I'm like,
like,
what are you laughing at? What's so funny?
What did you do?
The state of the world? Turn on the news. I bet you wouldn't be laughing so hard. I'm just harassing them.
So, let me get this straight. Couple of guys laughing together automatically means they must have done something wrong or they just hit a woman. This isn't a joke, it is straight up hating on men with a smile. What is crazy is how normal they sound saying it. No hesitation, no self-awareness, just casual contempt. And you know what's funny? Most guys they're mocking are probably just hanging out, laughing about work, life, maybe sports, normal stuff. But for women like this, men having fun looks like a threat. That's how deep the resentment goes. They can't stand seeing men happy or at peace. Here's the reality. Men are not the enemy. Most guys are just living their lives, working hard, trying to find some peace, trying to laugh with their friends. If you see that and it makes you angry, that says more about your mindset than it does about men. But here's the thing, guys. Don't let women like this define your view of all women. Yeah, there are bitter, hateful ones out there, and sadly, they do get attention. But not every woman is like this. There are women who respect men, who don't see them as enemies, who understand that men and women need each other. Those are the ones you should focus on. Ignore the noise, block the toxicity, and keep working on yourself. Build your life, your confidence, your value, so that when you meet a woman who actually appreciates good men, you'll be ready for her. The best revenge on bitterness like this isn't hate, it's success, peace, and finding someone who is on your level.
Okay, so everybody should be miserable because you are miserable. Great.
I've been seeing countless videos about this, so I guess if you can't beat them, join them. First of all the women using this article as a reason to gloat and celebrate, that is repulsive energy. You should be ashamed. But if the shoe was on the other foot and it was about single women buying cats and hitting the wall, men would be doing the exact same thing. So all the guys using that as a talking point, take a seat. This study specifically takes aim at men, but don't be fooled. Singlehood rates and single parenthood rates and divorce rates are increasing for everyone. Now, as far as loneliness and men being the majority of dating app users, well, that's always been the case. And let's not forget that men have far less access, or at least average men have far less access to intimacy and validation. The experiences are different. Your average woman doesn't require a dating app to go out and feel validated and snap her fingers and receive intimacy from a large amount of men. That said, coitus and commitment are sold separately. Attention, validation, going on dates may help us feel less lonely in the moment, but it will be interesting to see how this plays out for everybody 20 years from now. I personally don't think anybody's going to be laughing. Some other factors, not excuses, involved for average men is that they will have a lot less experience with intimacy and relationships as compared to your average fuckboy, and then also you have to consider parenting and societal pressures and conditioning. So what about women's dating standards? While I can agree that a lot of men really struggle with emotional intelligence and communication and partnership in relationships, which is a big factor in why I create the content that I do, women should be careful not to expect men to operate and experience their emotions the same way they do, the same way a man should not expect that of a woman. We are different. People are different. Men and women are different. And while I do advocate for everyone to go and speak to a therapist, it's not a one-size-fits-all, and it doesn't fix everything. So to go around saying, go to therapy, well, that's kind of dismissive, and it wouldn't be much different if you were struggling with your physical health and your physical body and your self-esteem, and people went around looking you up and down and saying, go to the gym. A lot of healing comes from community, intimacy, and connection, being with somebody who allows you to see and be seen, to be accepted, and to not have those things used against you, which we can admit a lot of women are not that. We also can't ignore the more superficial dating standards that lurk beneath the surface. For example, men have to make over 6 figures and be over 6 feet tall in order to be considered a man, and how that affects most men and pushes them below the surface. So maybe there's also a factor of an increase in individualism and materialism at play. Anyways, I made this video to show that it is deeper than that title. It is more nuanced, it is not one-sided, and we need to stop making everything about men versus women. We heal together or not at all. Period. Ultimately, a divided and healthy society makes money for the top. Women are responsible for the majority of consumer spending, and lonely men fund the billion-dollar adult entertainment industry, coming to a VR near you. But what do you think?
It really just comes down to the fact that a lot of modern women don't want to take accountability for what they do, and don't do much to better themselves.
Yes, men are happy being single. They're definitely enjoying it more than they used to before. And because I see it, it's gotten harder to date, lately. Men are very satisfied in their lives without women. They are. They're like, you know, working a lot, either working a lot, or if they're not working, then, you know, they'll hang out with their friends, with their family, with their kids. Well, with their kids, it's a given. But yeah, they're happy being, if they're not married, they're happy being, you know, bachelors and having their own space and not having to like commit to anyone. So yeah, this wasn't the case before, but this is what it is now.
This idea of the male loneliness epidemic, I think needs to be looked at. Some of these guys are lonely. That's true. But part of the reason is that they're looking at their options and they're like, I can't do it. Like, this is not appealing to me anymore. So they're feeling lonely. There is a segment of guys that are feeling lonely because they don't want you anymore. Like, they're not drawn to you anymore. So they would love to be with a woman who acts like a woman, who's feminine, who's respectful, who's loyal, who's, you know, not going to cheat, who's not going to, you know, their phone's not going to be, you know, shady as you know what, who's not going to be posting like all naked pictures online all the time looking for male attention while you got a boyfriend here that, you know, you got one foot out the door, who's not going to feel like, you know, you can't ask her what hey, like, you know, what do you want to bring to the relationship? How dare you? You know, they're looking for like a quality woman and they don't see it. So a lot of those men, it's not all guys who are just trying to seal the deal and can't make it happen. Is that some of it? Sure. But there's also guys who could seal the deal and don't want to. They're just like, well, I'm going to spend a boatload of money. I'm going to spend a boatload of time. And like, what's in it for me? Really, at the end of the day, am I getting any of my boxes checked in this? So they're choosing to just be lonely, and just because they're like, where are all the good women? Where have they gone?
Robin Williams said, "The only thing worse than being alone is being with someone who makes you feel alone." Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.